Mm. Mm. So we stay on now. It's cold up. It's very cold. Everyone, welcome on. It's cold. It's 13 dollars. So cold. Good morning. People. Morning. Morning, Andrew. No, not yet. Sunday. I'm playing Sunday. Sunday I'll be starting. Sunday or Monday. Definitely. I'll have a go. I didn't sleep well last night, but I need to go get it done. Let me go. I'm watching something about Charlie Kirk, you know. Yeah, even though he said a few didn't believe it. He said a lot of things that I do agree with, you know. Charlie Kirk, he just looks this. Tyler Robinson too. Yeah, Monday, Andrew. So I'm just putting everyone and making a big fuck off list and share a few people. Joe Rogan's on it, you know, like some of the shit that's come out, like because if you know anything about ballistics and stuff like that and bullet holes, okay, if you get shot from the front, okay, it's like, and let's say the front was 200 yards away, or how many? I'm sorry, he was, I don't know, he was a minute away. It's like, but the coroner said that his wounds are consistent with being shot from behind rather than in the front. Everyone said he was shot in the front and all right. Why the fuck had he got a hole in the back of his head? Do you understand? Think about it. Why he's supposed to get shot here, right? Yeah. And this fucker, this geezer, as soon as he was shot, started screaming. I did it. He was at the Boston bombing. He was at 9/11. He called in a fake bomb at another place. And then right after, somehow or another, this guy's state of mind. The moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, I did it. I did it. You know. And then he gets arrested for child porn right away. Joe Rogan, number 6. Yeah, yeah. But there's a few people on here that have helped me over the years, and it's like, what's your take on Charlie V, Andrew? Like, I don't understand it, right? You have a shooter in his line of fire, yeah, on a building, right? The Monday, of course you can. Fucking right you can. You know, can shoot 200 yards. It's fucking easy. It's just. Andrew, you know what I've trouble with? So, he was shot apparently from a geezer who was in his line of fire, right? Okay. Now, you explain this to me, right? Right. Andrew, where did Charlie get shot? Tell me. And I'll tell you what I've researched and what I've found. Where was he shot? Can anyone tell me where Charlie Beak was shot? And don't say in America. I mean, where on the body was he shot? In the neck, right? Andrew, do you know what troubles me? According to the coroner's report, he's made a lawyer out of everybody because the coroner said that he had a hole in the back of his fucking head, okay? And it was consistent with a gunshot to the back of the fucking head, bro. Do you understand? The geezer who starts screaming, I did it, it's like he was at fucking 9/11. He called in a fake bomb. He was at the Boston bombing. Do you understand? He was a fucking psycho. And then you find out that he gets arrested for child porn, right? And then what happens is, you see that fucking footage of Tyler Perry, right? No, I understand that. Listen, I have a friend that got shot in the hip, and the bullet travelled all the way down his fucking leg, Andrew, yeah? Through his fucking knee, all the way down and out his toe, bro. You know, he was shot in the arm. It travelled up his arm, come out his elbow. It's like, so if you look at that, bro, you think, fuck me, he got shot in the elbow. And this is what I know about trajectory and ballistics. Now, trajectory is when a bullet travels and goes a certain fucking way. Right, so, I know this lad, right, and he was shot. He was shot with an automatic weapon, Andrew, in the hip, right? So when I hit the hip, It travelled all the way down his fucking leg, bro, and come out where his big toe is. Uh, and he got shot. Same geezer got shot in the arm here, and it went all the way up his arms and out his elbow. His elbow looked messed up, bro. Fucking hell. But bullets travel, and like I say, when they hit you, they have entrance wounds, have exit wounds. Sometimes. But this geezer, like Charlie Deep, bro, according to the coroner's report, he had a gunshot in the back of his fucking head, which is consistent with a gunshot to the back of the head. So how how is it that unless he was hitting the neck and it went straight up here, you understand, and come out the back of his head. Because that's the only thing, that's the only plausible answer. Like, if you've got a gunshot wound to the back of your fucking head and you've been shot in the neck, they have to do the fucking, they have to do testing, they have to do, like I said, he was shot in the neck, but I've been watching everything about it, and he said that he had a bullet hole in the back of his head that was consistent, Andrew, with someone standing behind you and doing that. Honestly, and that's not a conspiracy theory, it's fucking. Oh, here, I've got a few people on this list. Everybody that's helped my channel over the last 2.5 years. If you come in, I know you have a spanner in my channel, obviously around there, but there's a few more that I because I want to make a few videos and put a few people's name in the descriptions, but I'm gonna try help Finn first and Pablo, you know, to get to 1,000. Amen. Like I said, freedom of speech. Like I listened to this guy and I didn't agree with what everything he said, but he used to go around college campuses, and I'll tell you one thing, yeah, he had a lot of charisma. He had, and he was a voice for the voiceless. Like, you understand? He did not give a fuck. You know, some of the things that he says, like, I can understand why he was shot. It's like, but still, like in today's society, you shouldn't be executed for your views or your opinion. You know, that's your right as a citizen. You know, and nowadays, freedom of speech, you have to be very politically correct, because if you say the wrong thing, you can be hounded for it. You know, you can be fucking hounded for it, man. So, there with me. Let me go out. Let me have a smoke. But Andrew, the geezer, he had a bullet hole in the back of his fucking head, consistent with a gunshot wound to the back of the head. The cause report, now obviously bullets, I know a couple of lads who were shot. As I said, Gibbo got shot in the hip, and that fucker is there, and it come out where his big toe is. You know that gap between your big toe and your little toe, bro? The bullet exited there, and it travelled all the way down his fucking hip. You know what I mean? But like, if you're getting shot with a fucking M23 rifle, or I don't fucking know, mate. Listen, that shit goes through steel, through body armor. You know what I mean? You get hit with one of them, bro. You're fucked. Leaders there, you know, like I said, I know a little bit about weapons and ballistics and trajectory, and You know, the way bullets can travel. But I watched a thing, a documentary, right? Now, this geezer, right, he said, what I don't understand is, even Joe Rogan got on it. He's like, hang on a minute, you were shot in the neck. Yeah, you can get shot in the fucking neck or the chest, and it can travel up your neck, and it can go throughout your head, and it'll leave a big hole in your head, so it looks like you've been shot from behind. And that's, I've come up with a conclusion, and my argument is, it's like if he was shot in the back of the fucking head, it's like, what if there was two shooters at the exact same time they shot him, and one hit him in the fucking, one hit him in the fucking chest, and he fucking bled out, and the other one hit him in the back of the fucking head. Hey, Pablo, what do you think of the whole Charlie Kirk thing? Pablo, I was looking at the coroner's report, right, that's out in the public domain, right, or whatever it is. Hey, Kirk, and you know something, it doesn't sit right with me, because as soon as he got shot, some crazy old man, how you carry on, start fucking, some crazy old man start screaming, I did it. This fucker was there when 9/11 happened. He was there at the Boston bombing. He was a wacko, right? And then you find out it wasn't him. He's getting done with fucking sex offences, whatever. So you can't talk to him about it, whatever. Then they say fucking Tyler Perry or whatever his fucking name is had him in his line of fire, yeah? Like, he couldn't have been any straighter. He was laying down on a fucking building and my man's in front of him. He's got a fucking sight like that. There is no way I'm missing. I take a cigarette out of your fucking mouth from there. He couldn't shoot your man Tyler Perry, right? So what the coroner said was he had a hole in the back of his head consistent with a gunshot wound to the back of your fucking head. It's like, so, listen, the Americans, they've always covered shit up. Do you understand? It's like they did it with 9/11. I'll never forget that, watching it with me dad the next morning. And my dad said to me, you know what, Jude? They're moving steel up the Hudson River to send it to China, and that's a crime scene. That's a crime what they're doing. My dad was on it. He's like, that is a crime scene. What you moving it for? Why are you moving it? It's a crime scene. The biggest attack on American soil, and you're moving evidence. Why? He killed Kennedy, blamed on Lee Harvey Oswald, and then Jack Ruby just happened to be in the court as he's walking through and shoots him in the back of the head. Oh, bro, I'm delighted for you, man. I have my little fella tomorrow. I'm gonna try keep him for the weekend. Like, it's a special thing, man, being a father. It's very special, you know. Like I said, your kids, man, are precious. You don't understand how precious, you know. Like, if you die because of your political views, that's fucking wrong. It's like being assassinated for having certain views. Look, hey, Kieran Arsenal done well last night, didn't he? Uh, yeah, yeah, that's what kids do, bro. You know, when you have them out in the air as well. Like, I try to wear my little man out and let him run around the place, you know, let him run around the garden. The only thing is, at the moment, it's like, it's a bit cold for the kids in the garden, you know what I mean? Uh, I have this little lunar module, I call it, right? I have this little thing out the back for me lad kid on, yeah? And I put him in it the other day, right? And he was in the Superman position. You know, I put him in, his little fucking legs are sticking out, yeah? And he's like that. And I start spinning him around the bro, and he fucking loved it, you know. And his uncles are here, and there's a lot of our mates in and out all the time, you know. So, me lad, he, yeah, he has loads of uncles. Bringing Britain back. How are you, mate? I don't know about you, bro, but it's a good thing to see English and Irish flags together. I know a lot of people don't agree with me and say, Jude, how could you say that? Why would you want England and Ireland flags together? Because we've hated each other for years, English and Irish people. And you don't have to hate English people because of history. You can't blame normal English people for shit. Do you understand? Oh, he's 17. Fuck's sake. My oldest lad, 31, bro. 31, 28, 11, and 1.5. That's an accomplishment that three baby mother. My granny would have been ashamed of me. I swear to God, you know. But she'd have been proud of me for getting me education, but, you know. She didn't want me ending up on the corner like a lot of the lads, like they get lost to the street, you know. Doing something strange in the army. Oh, boy, that's no something. Tell him I said thank you for his service, you know. Look, I wanted to go to the army as a kid, and any kid that goes to the army, he'll live that dream, but here on he'll travel around the world. The army, a learning discipline, you know. And when you go to this walkout parade, bro, you're gonna be there, and bro, you're gonna be so fucking proud, you know. Like many years ago, in a land far, far away, I was taught to hate English people, and the madness is, when I come to England, it was an English woman that helped me, a black lady. You know what, bro? I was fucking racist as fuck. I was a bigot, you know. I was very arrogant and rude, you know. And in the end, it fucking helped me, you know. But fair play to your lad. That's a good shit, no, that's no way ignoring or lose that. That's fucking deadly, that, bro. You know what I mean? His mum would be proud too. Like, our sons, we send them away for a few years, whether it be from uni or whether it be to the end. We send them away, boys, and they come back now. Now, I'm rooting for your son, bro, because, you know, anybody who dedicates his life to serve his country, bro, I don't give a fuck whether you're an English soldier, I respect that. Is it? Is it bad? Nah, Pablo doesn't sound really bad. Nah, listen, I have a few friends that have kids that are in the army and they're very proud. Like Gibbo Steph lad, he's in the is it called either the Royal Fusiliers? Is it? Uh, it's like I think it's that. you know, but like I said, you know, there's a lot of kids get sent off to war, you know, ancestors, wow. Well, bro, I'd be honest with you, I wouldn't have wanted it for my sons either, or my daughters, but, you know, the military, the pieces of discipline, you know, and it's like anybody who serves their country, I respect that, bro, you know. But like I said, it's like, I know I'd be a bit fucking worried. Anyone. But anyway, listen, my nerves have begun, but it's a very brave, noble, admirable thing to do, to serve your country. You know what I mean? It's like you protect your country from foreign and domestic threats. You know, it's a big honor it is to serve your country. You know, you get to travel the world. You're streaming news, everything, and it's now I understand that. I already know which one. I think, but fair play to him. You know, yeah, get done there. Yes, very, 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 fuck off to right, oh, right, many subs you're on cleared on, if you don't mind me asking it. Yeah. Well, listen, and I'll tell you right, a lad told me this year, so I have a few mates that serve, right? I have a few English mates that are in part fucking regiment, whatever it's called, Irish Fusiliers, if that's what the thing is called, and then just a few people that joined the regular army. I know people that have been to war. Hey DJ, oh that's brilliant, bro. Guys, if you're not subbed to Mr. Curious Clips, you do take and go to him. I don't know the fella, but what you said about your son, bro. Yeah, fine for that all day. Like, we send a lot of young men off to war, you know. Is that any better? Nah, bro, listen. Our kids are brave, you know, and it's like you get to travel the world, you know. And there's no better honour in serving your country, you know, like you take an oath to protect them from foreign and domestic threats, you know, like it takes a very admirable, brave, noble, courageous young man to join the army. You know, it's not what I'd want for my son, in all fairness, because my nerves would be gone. You know, like your son's 18 and they send him to a fucking war zone. You know, some kids freeze. Do you understand? Like you're on patrol with your mates and you're looking down the fucking road and you can see your mate stood there and he's turning and what have you. Next of all, he's fucking his jeep goes over a bump in the road. An IED is triggered. Boom! And you know if you're in the blast radius, like it's knocking you off your feet, depending how near you are to it. You know, like I know a lad, bro, that lost his legs over there. And the story he fucking told me put the fear of God into me. He he done 2 tours in Afghanistan right? And I watched a movie called Lone Survivor, and it's like there's a part in the movie where they get into a firefight, and they're overrun by bullets, RPGs, fucking. They were getting fired upon, they were getting grenades threw at them, yeah, and it's a true story. It's all about a Navy SEAL called Marcus Terrell, and in the movie, this Afghan man helps him. He thought the man was Taliban. He's like, you fucking Taliban, I'll blow you fucking up, you fucker. But he wasn't. The man took him into his village, bro. And in Afghanistan, bro, in the 90s, right, you had a 75% Taliban, 15% Northern Alliance, and 10% normal civilians. And over there, bro, they all look the fucking same. And at night time, bro, a stick can be mistaken for a weapon. I know, yeah. I heard about a Gary story. Like, Pablo, this fella I know, they went over an IED, you understand, and I killed 3 or 4 of them that were in the truck. And you want to see what it did, bro. You see what bombs can do to axles and chassis. Bend them. So imagine what it can do to people, right? Thanks for coming in, mate. And listen, tell your son I said thank you for the service. He's a brave man. And I'm rooting for him, bro. And one day you're going to go out to his walkout parade, right? And he's going to salute you. Like, I'd be honest with you, I'd be fucking terrified for him, but the kids nowadays, they're very brave, But I'd recommend it to any young man, honestly. Listen, serve your country and travel the world. Don't break the law. Travel the world. The military will take you all over the world, and it'll give you and learn you discipline, and one day you'll be saluting your family and you'll see them all crying and, with tears of pride, I was destined for the army. My uncle as a kid, he took me out the odd time and learned me how to shoot with a 2-2 rifle. Hitting steel, that's all it was about for me. He'd set up targets, tins of baked beans on the railings and all, yeah. And he'd take me back a couple of 100 yards. And I'd be pinging them, ping, knocking them off the fence. Well, Pablo, I think first and foremost, in order to join the military, you have to be brave. And like I said, Pablo, I come to this country, right, and I hated English people. And if the truth be told, I never even had a conversation with an English person. That's how much of a bigot I was, and that's how prejudiced I was. Do you understand? Because of what I was told by my family, because of what the news say. Fuck Sinn Féin too. Salam alaikum, brother. Good morning. Alhamdulillah, brother, you come in, thank you. So, like I said, Pablo, I know a lad that went over to Afghanistan and lost his legs over there. He went over an IED, and it's like stupid brave, kids. And this lad, he was 23 when he lost his legs. He was in a convoy sweeping a village, and he went over a fucking bump in the road, and they should have checking it out. Instead, they let their fucking squad go through it and over it, and the thing fucking detonated. This is work, bro. I just don't get paid. That's the difference. So they went over an IED that morning. Somebody had planted one under the road, and they didn't spot it, and when they went over it, it fucking detonated, mate. And if you're fucking in a blast radius, right, it's not just going to take you off your feet, it'll fucking hurt you internally, Like these fuckers, they're very sophisticated, and you have to understand something over there. A lot of them that are radicals that plant these devices want to be martyred. They want to go to fucking paradise. And they're very sophisticated device makers. All the components separate. They're harmless, but binary. So basically what they do is they get a housing unit, a power supply, a timer, trip switch, a detonator, and some plastic explosives, and lay it under the road, knowing that patrols are gonna go over. And once they fucking go over that, some of these explosives, they turn steel tanks. They snap them in half. Do you understand the damage that they do? Them IEDs, improvised explosive devices. They've killed hundreds of people over there. Thousands of people. Innocent people as well. When they plant bombs, it's not just a pound or two of plastic explosives, it's a fucking shitload. They have access to it. I watched a documentary called The White Helmets, right? And it was all about fucking these first responders in Syria. Every time a building got hit, kids were in it. Do you understand? You're dealing with fucking ISIS, Hezbollah, the Taliban, fucking Mossad, Hamas. I've studied terrorism as a hobby, in all fairness, and war's my favourite subject. I fucking love topics about war. When I was a kid, I read a couple of books about Hitler, Stalin, Genghis fucking Khan. My dad had a strange book collection. He had a collection of fucking medical books, and then he had just, loads of fucking books, man. It's he said to me, if you stick your head in them books until you're 21, you'd be fucking smart. You're fucking Ramadan. But them books can learn you, you know what I mean? Why the fuck? A little bit, Pablo, not much. But yeah, so he had books about dictators, rulers, tyrants. He had a strange book collection, but he must have having over 100 books, easy, and I probably read 1/3 of them. He had more than 100 books. He probably had more than fucking 300, bro. And I'm not even joking. They were stacked up, and the cunt read every one of them. You understand? I was like, right, fuck that, And when I used to get into trouble and I had to be taken from the police station, when I'd get home, he'd beat me fucking ass. And then he'd throw a book at me, bro. And when I say throw it at me, I mean he'd fuck it at me, bro. Like that, look. Yeah, like fucking that. I want you to fucking read that. Well, bro, neither was I, because I was a fucking class clown. Do you understand? And that's why I couldn't concentrate, and that's why I got fucked out of school, because I was a fucking idiot. Do you understand? And I just wanted to impress me mates and show off, and like all of us do with our mates, we do stupid shit, right? But Pablo, I didn't realise how important my fucking education was. You know, like, bro, I'll be honest with you, all jokes aside, some of my friends can't spell education. Do you understand? They can't spell people. They can't write. They're illiterate. You know why? Because we all wanted to be the class clown and we all wanted to be a fucking jackass. And being a crash test dummy and disrupting the fucking class. You know, like you shouldn't be in the class if you're gonna do that, but like I said, as a kid, you don't think your education is gonna be your salvation in the end. You know, like myself and a lot of my friends got thrown out of school at 13, 12, 13, 14. You know, it's like the tech and Ballyfermot, I got fucked out of it. I was only in it for 6 weeks. You know, like I said, and then in the Johns College, Les Kershaw was in my class, and we were talking one morning, and this fucking Christian brother Philip, went like that with a big lump of chalk, Pablo, about that size, yeah, and fucked it at me. It bounced off the fucking table and hit me in the fucking head, yeah. And he kind of panicked. So I said, I fucking reacted, bro, because obviously we were talking in class, right? Now we're not supposed to, bro, but listen, you just fucked a piece of chalk in my direction and it's bounced off the fucking table, the desk, and hit me in the head. Now it didn't hurt or anything like that, you understand? But bro, he caught me by surprise, right? And he was walking towards me with a fucking stick in his hand, bro. You know what I mean? So I put my fucking hands on him, you know. You know, my daddy told me, you're not gonna put your fucking hands on me. Only my dad's allowed to hit me. Yeah, you're not my fucking dad. You know what I mean? So I put my hands on him. You know, and I got suspended. And then it's like for 6 weeks. And then I come back and I was in science class one day. And Mr. fucking Doherty, I swear to God, I had an incident in there. I turned on all the taps, bro, and I fucked a cigarette in the fucker. I tried to blow it up. I got fucked out. I got expelled. You know, fuck's sake, man. So, if you want to go to the army, you know, and if you want to go to the army, you need your education. And another thing you need as well is not a fucking criminal record. Listen to your ma, your coaches, your granny, your peers, your mentors. Listen to them. Like, if you want to succeed in life, you have to be able to be open to criticism, constructive. It's like, you know, that's the way I say it. You know. Well, bro, listen, and I'll tell you, yeah, these Christian brothers, right, they thought it was okay to put their fucking hands on you, right? Now, I'm not joking, you right? This wasn't the first time this teacher put his hand on me, right? And I let it slide because I was thinking, dude, you can't fucking attack your teacher, you know? Bro, he hit me on the fucking hand one day with a fucking stick, Pablo, right? And you know what, bro? This Christian brother didn't give a fuck, bro, whether he got in trouble or not. Pablo, he launched a piece of fucking at me, yeah? It bounced off the fucking desk and hit me in the head. So I went fucking berserk. You know, I grabbed him. It's like I had to go down and walk through it. You know, we got one of those teachers around someone experiment. He swallowed some mercury. He was just, oh, fuck's sake. Wow. That's a good experiment. Pablo, wait, you hear this, right? I went to Ballyfermot Tech. Yeah, the tech we call it in Ballyer, right? And there was this fucking teacher called Mr. O'Connell, right? He was the boxing coach. He was from Cork, boy. CE, boy. He was from Cork, but he's a great coach. And there's a fella called Carl Cretan, right? Now, years ago, Pablo, can you remember that stolen car that ran through them kids in Ballyer? Frank Moore and Tony Moore's little sister. They were all playing on the road and this cunt's getting chased by the police. He didn't see the kids, bro, and he ended up ramming right into them. And he killed 2 kids and he left 2 of them paraplegic in wheelchairs, yeah. His name was Carl Cretan, right? He had a nickname, right? But check this, right? A few months before that happened, this fucker he was in the tech, right? And he took a swing at the boxing coach, Mr. O'Connell. Do you know what he did, the teacher, bro? He hung him out the fucking window by his legs, upside down, holding his legs like that. We couldn't believe it because there was a scuffle. He grabbed him by his neck and picked him up and hung him out the window. You know, you want to put your fucking hands on me, dear? You're going out the fucking window. Fuck me job. He had him dangling, bro. You know, we had to run over to the window and fucking literally grab him. You understand? Because you're dropping me, mate. You know, but I'll tell you one thing, bro, listen to me, yeah? He got fucking fired from his job that day for doing that. But he was the one that killed them kids. He was getting chased by the police, Pablo, right? And he wasn't watching where he was going. And when he turned the bend, there was a few kids on the road, and he ploughed right into them, you know, and killed 2 of them instantly, you know, hit another 2 who ended up in wheelchairs. And then he disappeared. I was told he went out one day and he wasn't seen again. Now, I don't know how his status is now, but he disappeared. Do you understand, Pablo, what I'm saying? He disappeared. You know, he killed fucking he fucking killed 2 kids, bro, in a stolen car. I don't think he meant to do it, but bro, look, it happened. Come on, we go have a smoke. But Pablo, listen, I want to get you on 1,000. So yourself and Finn, I'm gonna keep plugging you a channel, but listen, Pablo, how would you feel about this? Would you jump on a live with me and Finn, Pablo, on a StreamYard? Now, I know you don't have to show your handsome face, you know, because you make me look bad, you know. Pablo's well handsome, but the thing me and Pablo have in common is Pablo's been dealing with mental health since he's 5 or 6, and he's 55 now. So, do you understand? He knows. Like, and when you have that in common, it's like, you know, it's like, and I was saying yesterday, Pablo, you helped me past something being 290k, you know, 290 bags. And I never thought I'd get past that, you know, never. But I did. I had to. I didn't have a choice. But what I'm going to do is, right, so I wrote down a few people's name on that. Now, what I'll do is, there's about 100 people I need to put in. You know, the people that have come in and been nice and been respectful to me, like the ones that come in every day, you know what I mean, every single fucking day. You see Andrew, without fail, Andrew comes in here every day. Pablo, Finn, if I'm on. Like, I have a few names here. I have Pablo, I have Finn, Guys, if yous aren't sub to these individuals, could you do it after something like that? You don't get away with it. End up the bog. Right, so on this list, right, it's like Pablo Escobar. If you're not sub to his channel, can you do it? I'm going to read out these names, guys. If you're not sub to these channels, can you go do it? Pablo Escobar, Mr. Finn, Mr. Luke G. I know he doesn't want subs, but look, it is what it is. Spencer McDermott, Chopper, Lee Marvin Hitchman, Straight Jacker, Scott, Jerry the fucking Jinx, Lucifer J, Sean Wayne, Aztec Media, Got Manners, Andrew Williams, Tim Leeds, Mousy, Richard Dowland, John O'Ron, Emmett J, Rob Lee, Ralphs, BCT, Benji, HP Owen, Pat Walsh, Fable Flavors, Monk, Godfather of Boxing, BDL, Under Blue Red Sky, Kears Clips UTK, Amo, Lena, Louise Don, Christine Newton, and Saoirse. Now, I need... Pablo, listen, thanks for coming in. No, he's a bollock. Say it, Finn. Morning to you, brother. Yeah, so Pablo, Finn is thinking of doing a live. And it'd be good if you could come on as well with me and Finn. And try get us past 1,000 for Christmas. You know, like you should be on 1,000. I want you to get to 1,000. You know, on every video I make, I'm going to put his channel in my fucking description. You know, like I said, I was dealing with a few things the last couple of weeks, but, you know, it's like I'm working on me fucking, me mental health. And it's probably going to make me a better person and make me make better decisions, you know, as a father as well. You know, I have my daddy hat on. And it's like, I wanted to do this project a long time ago, but there was no possible way that I'd be able to write this book with crying babies and all kinds of madness in my head. And I need to be focused in order to do it, you know. So I need to get writing. So I'm going to start on Sunday night or Monday. So from Monday, I know I'll start writing, you know. And I'm going to get a few ideas, you know, like fill them, you know, from my eyes is going to be like a pencil on a canvas, you know. And I've already asked a few people where I used to live, would it be okay if I mentioned you in this book? And they give me permission. So I didn't need permission, but it's always courteous to ask, you know. So I reached out to a couple of tough guys and I just went, hello, Mr. Tough Guy. How are you? How are you doing, you bowsy? Come here. I'm writing a book and I was thinking of putting you in it. Dylan's going to help me. Hello, Mr. Top G. That's another one. Top G. My done. Yeah. Top G. I forgot him. Like I said, this is why I have this, because there's a few people that have helped me grow. Pablo helped me get past £290,000 of insurance money that was lost. I was going fucking Emmy. Look, I was going for a hat trick, me, only for Pablo. So Pablo planted a seed in my fucking head that no doctor has been able to do in my whole life. You know, he planted a seed in my head and he saved me life. I know he did. And because I listened to him, I would have ended up getting a bike and wrapping it up. You know, because I'm not focused when I'm going out. And if you're on a fucking listen, you're flying down the road on a bike, you're doing 60, 80 miles an hour, and somebody comes out of nowhere, you brake and you go, what, you're fucking dead. You know, and you're not good to your kids then, are you, if you're dead? Well, bro, everybody's welcome, Pablo, as you know. And it's like, the only way to grow is to network. And it's like, my father taught me about networking when I was a kid, before the internet was ever invented. You know, my dad, like I said, he had a fucking CB, and he taught me about networking with people from different countries and linking people together. Don't be so fucking ignorant. Now, see, my father never ever once said to me, Jude, I hate English people. Never. It was the media and me fucking mates and me family. You know, and then I realised when I come here, these people aren't my enemy. Do you understand? How are they my enemy? Me kids are Brits. You know, me children are British. Guys, I just need to wipe the table, sorry. Devon, get the fucking table. Get the fucking table. Hey, you know. Hey, 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 hey. Now, oh, right, Paddy, did you? I felt just on the piano for Pablo, you're smart, mate. You helped save my life. You know, I was at the trying to fucking kill myself twice, you know, and I think I come into contact with Pablo at the right time, because I've always wanted a big brother, like, and Pablo's been like that. Pablo fits that role, like, you know, but like I said, all it takes is one person to get through to you, you know. Mary Patrick. Hey, travelling man Patrick. Yeah. There's a few families over here that wards gypsy families. Some of the nicest gypsy people in the world, mate. I tell you one thing. The gaff was on fire one day, bro. I live next door to the house, right? Our house was on fire. I lost a brother and sister in the alright? When I was a kid, I wanted to be three things. I either wanted to be a fireman, a soldier, or a dancer. I know the last one sounds a bit gay. Oh no, brother, Patrick, no fucking way. Well then how about this? That's the case. You must know Tommy Ward and Kathleen and Eileen and Barbara and young Tommy, and tell me you know that Ward family. You must do. That used to live in Beswick. Ask Kathleen Ward what I did, bro. The house was on fire and the baby was upstairs, bro. Do you understand? And I ran in the fucking house, bro, and I got a baby out of it. You know, I'm in the kitchen. She's banging on the window. At the time, Tommy was in prison. Jude, me babies are in there. The house is on fire. Fucking, bro, as soon as I heard, no way. Okay, well, where I live, my ma was a good neighbour of Kathleen, bro, right? So I used to live over there, bro, right? So I'm going to show you something, right? You see that house over there where that black fucking car is? I lived in that house for 11 years. Kathleen lived in there, next door to me. Bro, she banged on the window one night. Our fucking house was on fire. And the babies were in that top bedroom, bro, right? See the top bedroom over there now? It's God me be me witness. That room there, bro, there was fire coming out the fucking window, out the fucking door, smoke coming out the fucking windows. Barbara, Eileen and Kathleen were out of the house. Tommy was out of the house, but Barbara, I think, was still upstairs. So I ran up and I got Barbara out, bro. You know, and when Tommy got out, he looked after me. So wait till you hear this, right? So he gets out of prison, right? Well, hear this. He gets out of prison. He's only out a day. The next day, the police come for him and he sees them coming. He opens his back window and climbs on the roof. Juju, man. One of the words outside the pub last year. Yeah, like I said, there's a few gypsies that I know around here, bro. But like I said, I wouldn't have cared whether she was a travelling woman or a country woman. Our house was on fire. And bro, she knocks at my door telling me our house is on fire and our babies is upstairs. You know, and me straight away, bro, I wasn't thinking of my own safety. I was like, I'm going to be a hero today or else I'm going to die. And I ran in that house, bro, with a blanket over me, ran upstairs, put the blanket over the two girls. I think there was two girls, or there was a girl and a boy. And, bro, I just picked them up, you know. And it's like, she was bawling, crying, you saved me babies. And, bro, it was like when my brother and sister died when I was a kid. I wanted to be a fireman and I got a chance to do it. But like I said, Kathleen, she was a lovely person, you know, but you know, fucking what's his name? Is it Dougie, the little fella? What's his name? He's a little bollocks, he is, right? You know what, yeah? He started giving me cheek one day, right? So I said, see you little fucker, I know your daddy and your mammy very well. He's giving me that, yeah, so I picked him up, yeah. At the time they lived in Abbey Hay, right? And I'll tell you where they lived. Next door to that fucking pub, right? I forget what it's called. They turned it into a washing machine fucking place. If you go down Lee Street all the way, bro, right? You know, when you go past the train station and then you have Chippy, they lived across there on that street, the very end house. I picked the little bastard up. I said, I'm bringing you over to your ma. Bro, he started kicking me and biting me and spitting at me and, you know, honestly, I was going to gag him. It's like, but I brought him over and his ma, Kathleen's like, don't you embarrass me in front of Jude. I know his mammy years. Like, Kathleen and my ma were good pals, you know. And it's crazy, yeah. You know that statue? That's who gave that to me ma, Kathleen. Mad that, isn't it? Mountain Road, I fucking hate it, bro. It's like I said, I used to live in Abbey Hay as well, on Brightman Street. You know, right next, when you go down Lee Street and you go past that chippy, yeah? If you take that right, just there, I live right there. I've lived in a few places in Manchester, bro. I've lived in Openshaw. I'm in Beswick, like right beside the corner shop. Do you like football, Paddy? You should come down one day and fucking meet me at the Etihad if you like football. Make a video or two. Through the fire I was running. So this weekend we have Murab against Cody Sandhagen, is it? And then you have Pereira. I always make content, bro, over at the Etihad. You know, I go over on my own. It's like, and loads of City fans know me, right? From years ago, bro. Before I did YouTube, do you understand? I know loads of City fans off the state. And there's loads of United fans, and bro, listen. All the gypsy families down here, I get on with one of them out of them all, the Keenans, right? Bro, David Keenan asked me to be a coach up in his fucking boxing club. And bro, you know something, yeah? There's boys and there's girls there. Like, you know, Patrick's younger, Nelly. She's only lost one fight. She's only lost one fight. Why, you're impressed? What have I done? Fill me in. Simon McGinley is a big fucking sheepdog, you know. He was running from Joe Joyce for years. I remember sitting down with Joe talking to him once, right? We were on a boat, yeah. And he was at our beating Simon O'Donnell or Martin O'Donnell at 120k. So I was going to Belfast to morning Jonathan. So I was going to Belfast, yeah, to meet it. I had a girlfriend in Belfast at the time, right? So I met him on the ferry and I was sitting with him and a fella called John Joe, and he was at the fight, and I think either Martin O'Donnell or Simon O'Donnell, Machiavelli, and he beat him. So there was £20,000 down for each man. So he said to me, "You're fucking chilling with us, you know." And I said, "Listen, I know your brother John, you know, and that's like I said, I met him on a ferry once, going across the Irish Sea, and I was at the scene loads of his fights, do you understand? There's a few on my Instagram, but I tell you what, man, I don't drink. That night, bro, he fucking made me. I wasn't gonna argue with him, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. He's messing with me on deck, and he's like, "John Joe, come on, we have a spar." You know, and he kept, you know, he was winding me up. He's like, "Right, countryman, let's see what you got. Come on, hands up. You know, show me your jab." You know, pissed as a fart to all of us. Talking shy. You know, I thought I was going to get thrown in the fucking sea by two gypsies and nobody would find me. You know, me body would end up floating somewhere. You know, I kept getting these thoughts in my head. You know, this cunt is going to throw me in. And what can I do against young Joe? Do you understand? It's like, but he was very generous that night. He's like, you know, I bet Martin O'Donnell today. I bet him like a ginny, like an ass. And I'm going to bait Simon McGinley next. So I'm like, Joe, do you ever think that Simon will take the fight, you know? He's like, he's a weasel. His daddy could fight. His daddy was a man to fight, you know, but, and Barney, he got bashed by Lord. Shout out to Paddy Ward. How mad is that, Patrick? Shout out to Lurch for putting the smack down on Barney McGinley. Barney McGinley is still telling people that he's never been bet. Lurch bet him. You know, like I said, young Joe Joyce, man, no disrespect to any travelling man or any travelling family, but he was a proven fighter, young Joe. You know, like, there's a lot of good gypsy men that can fight around here, but a lot of the lads that I get along with around here, Paddy, are Keenans. You know what I mean? There's every breed in Manchester, as you know, bro, and look, everyone's got an arsehole. Like a lot of the gypsies down here are settled travellers, just like yourself. You know, and this house has been here 32 years, bro. You have the corner shop, you have the Townley, and you have Mary D's. And every one of them 3 pubs, bro, I know the owner, I know all the staff, and I know the customers. You know, Manchester's not very big, you know. But it's basically, I'm not joking you, yeah. It's like, I've more freedom on this housing estate than I did in the one I grew up on. You know, down here, there's a lot of gypsy families that don't take any bullshit. And one of them, Patrick, does any of your kids go to that boxing gym in Clayton? It used to be Ardwick lads down there, yeah? And then Ardwick lads moved up to Clayton. You know, now it's Davy's Boxing Club. You know, his son, what's his name? Is it Anthony or Andrew? He'll go to the Olympics, him. He'll represent Great Britain or Ireland in the Olympics. You know what I mean? It's like once you can establish a good job, it's like, you know what I mean? The rest will fall into place. Your defences, pretend you've got an apple under your fucking chin, bro. Keep your fucking chin tucked in and a fucking high guard. Deflect shots off your guard. Do you understand? Let him gas. Let him hit you. Cover up. You understand? Elbows tucked in. Do you understand? It's like, just let him. You know, he's gonna make a mistake and then you're just gonna go, you know, except for jab, jab. Like double tap. Bam, bam. Easy. But see if you put a fucking 10-ounce glove on my hand, mate, I'll just ping you. Like that. And I'll keep me head up like that. I'll keep me guard up like that, saying, fuck your mother. You know. Hands up. You know. Yeah, go on. Fuck off. You alright, mate? Huh? What are you fucking looking at? Fucking you cunt. I love that, you know. What are you looking at, mate? Huh? Sorry. What? What are you fucking looking at? You fucking bastard! What are you gonna fucking do about it? I seen that in Dead Man's Shoes. I thought it was fucking great. Has anyone seen that movie, Dead Man's Shoes? Is there a culture difference between English and Irish travellers? I think there is. Now, I'm not a big fan of grabbing, but it's a gypsy tradition, you know, it's like, but I do believe there's a difference between settled travellers and travellers that are on the road. You know, like some travellers obviously want to somewhere to park. you know. But it's like they always end up getting moved on, you know, because, like I said, everybody's got an arsehole. And it's like, there's a lot, I know a lot of good fucking gypsies, man, that live in houses. And it's like, I think Irish travellers and English travellers, there is a difference, you know, but it's like, how am I to fucking, you know, that's, that's just what I think. Pre-order, that looks good, that.
Whatever you do, better with a website and hosting app. It's time to bring your ideas to life online. Join more than 4 million people who trust Hostinger with their websites. Hostinger, 3, 2, online.
Well, like I said, it's like Finn. It's like, before I come to England, I'd know gypsy friends. We didn't associate with gypsies, you know, because you're fucking ignorant. But a couple of the lads now that I palled around with a few gypsies from Labra Park and Ballyferm at the gypsy site, you know. The same gypsy site where my auntie walked down with a dog chain around her hand, cause one of them jumped on my cousin. So his ma went down with the 2 dogs and her son, that's it. Walked onto the gypsy site like she owned it. You know, who fucking hit my son? Here, come here you. Honestly, me auntie Carmel Stevens, some traveller hit Glenn. I walked into my barber and said, I'm Irish. It's okay, listen. Tell us. You know. You have a gypsy haircut. You know, nah, listen, all jokes aside, some of my good pals are gypsies, like Michael Collins. You big bowsy. I love Michael. You know, he's married to Margaret Keenan. You know, and he's a Liverpool fan. I get on with a lot of gypsies, you know, it's like gypsies get a bad fucking reputation, you know. And it's like there's some good people in the gypsy community and there's some bad people. And there's some good people in the countryman community and there's some bad. There's good and bad in every breed to a mother. It doesn't matter whether you're a gypsy, whether you're Italian, whether you're Romanian, whether you're English or Irish. You know, we all want the same thing. We all want freedom. We all want freedom to move, freedom to talk. And a lot of gypsies, all they want, the ones that are on the road, is a place to park up, but they make things difficult because up where I used to live, a few months ago, I was watching this building and I seen this geezer with a still saw cutting the fucking gate, a big steel gate in half. Next of all, there's about 50 caravans parked at the back of the house, yeah. 2 police cars come up, right? The security guard is shitting himself, sitting on the side of the road. I said, are you okay, mate? Do you want a cup of tea? He said, no, brother, I'm okay. He said, I security guard in there. He said, like, I can't stop 50 gypsy caravans coming in here. He said, he don't pay me danger money. You know, I said, what did you do? He says, I ring my boss. I said, and what did he say? He's sending the police. I said, well, that's no good. You know, it's a civil matter. They're on private property. You need a court fucking injunction to move them. You know, probably signed up for audition. His acting was too fucking hell, Finn. I could have done it for a monkey. I'd have teaching him how to act. Nah, listen, like I said, so this geezer, he's the security guard, and he sees like these load of travelling. Wait till you hear this, right? So I'm walking down the road. I see this convoy of gypsy caravans coming up the road, yeah. So it piqued me interest because it was at the back of where I live. And it's like, I went around and it's like, all you could see was sparks, yeah. This geezer blocked the road, yeah. Blocked the fucking road, yeah. A two-way fucking road, yeah. And he cut the gate in half. Him and his mate got out the transit, moved it. Next of all, they all got on it, right? The police was called. I made a video and posted it in my shorts a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago. So I was talking to one of the gypsies on there, and I said, what's going on down there? He said, we just need a place to stay for the night, you know. I was like, he said, are you Irish? I said, I am. He said, whereabouts in Dublin are you from? I said, Ballyfermot. He said, I know it very well. Do you know this person? Do you know that person? I was like, yeah. What's his brother's name? Da, 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 da. Do you know this person? Yeah. What's his mommy's name? Small world, isn't it? I was like, I hope you're not going to give the security guard a hard time, are you? He said, what do you mean? I said, the security guard, that's him sitting on the road. He said, I know, we called the police, you know, but it's a civil matter. I said, so how long will you be there for? He said, well, we're going to try stay for 2 days at least, and then we'll hit the road, you know, but that's all they want is a place to fucking stay, you know, but sometimes when, not all gypsies, but when some gypsies move from a spot to a spot, a lot of rubbish gets left and fucking what have you, and then you have people saying, oh, fucking them gypsies, look at the mess they made, and it gives people an excuse, because gypsies are some of the cleanest people in the world. Do you ever walk into a gypsy caravan and everything has plastic on it and it's all new and fucking sparkling and holy medals and statues and pictures everywhere? Well, bro, gypsy kids, that's why they grow up tough. You know, they grow up tough. Yeah, they grow up well hard. Because it's like I fucked out, you know, get out. You know, fuck your Honda Civic, I have a horse outside. Finn, man, I'll tell you something, right? So, I was in Ballymun many years ago. I was at the bin at the asylum, yeah? And we went back to a gaff in Ballymun. So, Sean McDermott Towers, right? Well, you hear this, right? So, we're going, the lift, it's the only lift working in all the blocks at the time, yeah? So, Sean McDermott Towers, right? Third from the top, yeah? 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like, we go to this party, right? We're waiting for the fucking lift to come down. Some fucking kid is stood in the lift with a fucking horse, a little pony, yeah, a Shetland. I'm looking at me mate's looking at me, and we're laughing, and the kid looks at me and he goes, what are you fucking looking at? You know, easy little man, don't call me little man, you prick. You know, move out me fucking way. I'm like, he's got out of the lift with a fucking horse, you know, and he looked at Robbie O'Connor and went, what you fucking looking at? I thought Robbie was gonna smack him. You know, what are you fucking looking at? Like, it's normal to see a fucking horse coming out of a lift at 2 in the morning. I'm like, where the fuck have you been? Where's the horse been? In my bedroom? I was like, your fucking bedroom? Yeah. I was like, you know, like, he's like, and he must have been about 11. You know, he's like, fuck off and all, just giving us loads. Little bastard was on his own. You know, He was like, fuck you, I don't know you. You're not from around here. I was like, listen, little man, fucking pipe down, yeah? Have you got a cig? I was like, I might have. Can I fucking have one? I was like, ask for one nicely and I might think about it. Can I have a fucking cig, please? It's like, yeah, little man. You know, but, yeah. So, me Netflix, I'm gonna watch something on Netflix. Like, I didn't get much sleep last night, man. Fuck's sake, I had another mad fucking nightmare. Bim, 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 bim. Yeah, Paddy, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And if you ever want to meet up at the Etihad, bro, you're only in, you know where you are. You're not far from here, right? I know I'm right beside the corner shop. I'd even meet you at the corner shop. You know, like I said, bro, the amount of gypsies that's drinking there that you'd know. Because most of the Keenan boys, they drink in the corner shop, right? A lot of Quimac, there's some Quimac Dunners, there's some Stokeses, there's a few, bro. There's lots of different gypsy families. There's Collinses, Stokeses, Wards, Coileys, MacDonoghs. You know, there's loads of fucking gypsy families around here, as you know, bro. Manchester is full of gypsies, and it's like settled travellers as well. Like a lot of travellers live on this housing estate, you know. Like Margaret and John Joe live around the back. You know what I mean? It's like, and Dave lived around here 30 odd years, bro, and my little brothers have grown up with Davey, John Joe, Mikey, Patrick. Do you understand? And young Davey as well. You know, Michael James. You know, there's loads of the lads, and they all, bro, they love me and my brothers, you know, because we're respectful, right? You know, we're respectful. You know, and like I said, Davey now has been running this boxing club for years. He offered me a job, but me hands are fucked. I can't do pads, man, anymore. Do you understand? I can't. Me hands are fucked and they hurt if I get a bang. Do you understand? Look. You know, so me fucking hands hurt in the winter. I'm not gonna lie. Me fucking hand and me ankle, bro. Like, it's like burst blood vessels on me fucking ankle, and it's concerning. Very concerning. Like, Finn, look at that, right? See them fucking veins there, bro? On my ankle, it's like I have severe arthritis in my fucking ankle, bro. You know, see all them burst blood vessels, Finn? They're a major problem, bro. They're going down my foot. You know, and they fucking hurt like a motherfucker. Well, Pablo, listen, thanks for coming in. I'm doing 2 hours, so I've like 15 minutes left, and then I'm gonna watch a movie on Netflix. It's like, cause like I've not had much sleep last night. I'm not gonna lie. I fucking swear to God. Oh, that's a great movie, Righteous Kill. Billionaire Bunker, that's what I've been watching. So I've been watching this thing called Billionaire Bunker, okay? So basically the world's under attack, so these people buy a bunker, like, cause the world is ending and they have these billionaire bunkers, right? And a lot of people get moved into it. Imagine if there was a threat to the world, right? Sure, Pablo and Paddy Ward, yeah. And if you're not sub to their channels, can you go do it? If you're not sub to Pablo Escobar's channel, can you go do it? If you're not sub to Finn's channel, can you go do it? And if you're not sub to Mr. Paddy Ward's channel, can you do it? If you're not sub to Andrew's channel, can you do it? You know, there's a lot of good people. And give Jonathan a sub as well. Like I said, everybody's welcome here. I know that we're not here for peace. Or we're not here for arguing, we're here for peace. You know. So in 15 minutes I'm about to fuck off. But Finn, listen to me. If you're doing a stream here this evening, let me know what time you're doing it. And I'll jump on. Because tomorrow I'm going to be super busy. You know, with the little man. So, yeah. I'll do a few lives today because I won't be able to do many over the weekend, you know, because once I have him, Finn, fuck me live, you know, I'll make a few videos with him when he's here, you know, but like I said, it's like he's me little man, bro, so when he's here, I have to be on the ball, you know, fuck me YouTube. It's okay to make the odd short and what have you, but it's like I loved it last weekend. Like I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and I was adding my own words to it, bro, and it was a worse version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I killed it. I fucking ended that song last weekend. Like I'm like somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. There's a place that I long to once in a lullaby. I wish upon a big fat star and wonder who the fuck you are behind you. It's like sometimes I look up, don't know why, and there is a big open sky behind me. You know, and it's like I was just fucking on it. His little hand, his little fat hand was around my finger like that, you know, and I had two pillars blocking him from the radiator. I had a pillar here, a pillar here. So Finn, I herded them like he was cattle, and I put a little fucking device that'd wake me up if he moved, like a motion sensor, you know. Uh, yeah, if he moved, bro, I made sure. So he woke up at 3 o'clock. You know, I made him his bottle real quick, changed his nappy, and bro, he went back to sleep till 8 o'clock. I was delighted, you know. Okay, well, I don't blame you. Guys, like I said, I'm staying for 12 more minutes, but listen, hey Elise, I said like in 12 more minutes I'm fucking off. I didn't have much sleep last night. So I'm watching a thing called Billionaire Bunker. I was just talking about Tom, like last weekend. His little fat hand had me finger like that, yeah? And he was squeezing it, and I was singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which is the worst fucking version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow I've ever heard. I didn't do it any justice, I murdered it. But he was laughing. Oh, brilliant. Well, them ones are good. It's like, but like I said, tomorrow I'm not going to get a chance to do many lives or Saturday because I'll have him. But it is what it is. You know, I mean, it's like, but I need to get sleep tonight, man. You know, or I'll be fucked. And on Sunday, that'll mean I won't be writing any of the books. You know, when I get back on Sunday, I'm just gonna start writing, and it's like everybody like that's come in my channel over the years. whether it be Straight Out Ballyer, Straight Out Ballyer 8, whether it be some of the podcasts that I did with Ronan, whether it be on the cesspit. Like, I knew that I could bring people together. So when Phil and Boy opened that cesspit, he stole my name. I had the name for that channel and he ran with it. And that's the truth. And he probably won't admit it, but that's on my granny. You know, we were talking about names for the channel and loads of names got thrown out there. And anyway, I ended up going on the cesspit and fucking PD went and fucking come on here and said something really stupid, you know, that could have gotten me into fucking trouble, you know. But when I was on the cesspit, it's like a lot of people used to get stick because they were on drugs or they were drug addicts, and I never really mentioned me past because I buried that individual, so why would I want to talk about him? You know, and then PD come on the cesspit one night, man, and there was 1,800 people in the live, right? 1,800 people. He goes, Film Boy, how come you're always giving out and calling people smackheads when you have Jude on your channel who allegedly sold fucking heroin and allegedly did this and that, you know, and told a load of lies about me? It's like, and a source of information come from a fucking prick, no names, Will R. Griffiths, call me a rat, right? So I reached out to a couple of tough guys in Ballyferma and I said, yeah, do you know this guy? He's just called me a rat. He fucking what? I was told everything about him within fucking 5 minutes. Armand Key, you weasel, you sell heroin. Yeah, who can't go back to Cherry Orchard? And it's not me, it's fucking you. You see, the powers that be welcome me up there, even though a lot of them still have Neanderthal behaviour. They're still me fucking friends, some of them. And some of them, they were friends, but the way I see it is, you never forget your mates, especially when they don't forget you. And hey, Luke, and if you love somebody and they don't love you back the same, well, fuck it. You know, and Luke up there, there's a few people, yeah, that I grew up with that have let me down, bro. Like, I big a lot of people up there. Now, Luke, you fucking know because you're from Ballyferma, okay? Ballyferma, for the last 30 years, has got nothing but bad headlines. And you never see them writing about positive things that people do. For instance, let's say like opening a fucking running club, having every fucker up there doing exercise. Do you know, right, one day that running club, Cork, will end up having over 1,000 members in it, I reckon, in time, because it's like, it's just the way it is up there. It's like, Kenneth O'Driscoll is like, he's the owner of Cherry Orchard Running Club, and not only has he brought fitness to the area, he's got people to get involved. Do you understand? To do something. He has people on fucking running machines and bikes at 6 in the morning in the gym. Do you understand? Doing circuit training. A lot of them are serious runners. And what he's done there is, it's like, if you see everybody up there and they have them orange hoodies on, okay, Lise, no problem. I'll ring you about 1:30, yeah? I'm gonna stick some halal sausages on. Have a cup of tea. Yeah, but Finn, guys, can you do me a favour? When I end this live, Finn is going to be going live now. If you're not sub to Finn's channel, can you go do it? Because he's trying to get to his first 1,000. If you're not sub to Pablo's channel, could you go do it? In fact, now I know a few people aren't that interested in subs, but if you're part of my team, it's like what I do is if you're part of the team, I just fucking the way I see it is it's like there's been a few people here that have helped me, yeah, over a 2 year period, and you know I'm gonna add a few people to the name in my video or in my descriptions and stuff. But guys, I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna continue watching this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the way I see it is, it's like if you've been respectful to me and you've come in me live, you've been positive, you've kept it, and yeah, I've a lot of time for people like that. Yeah. Like I said, guys, there's a few people on the community, yeah, that have channels, right? Now, if you come in and out of my channel and you're trying to get your first 50 subs, and you let me know, I can fucking help you. And I'm only doing this one more fucking time, and it's like, I'm hoping that I can get a few people a few subs. And like I said, I have a lot of support from my fellow dubs, you know. And when I was a kid in Bluebell, they used to call me Tubes. Yeah.
This is me, my wife. We were married 2 years ago.
Hi, very nice to meet everyone. My mother died 6 months after my sister. Losing Annie was too much for
Hey,
her.
John. Martha died in a traffic accident shortly afterwards.
I'd like to say yes. Where could I see this? Antonio, you said it.
Let me see what's on.
Menu item, good actions. The restaurant is a self-service buffet and do not offer
Dun, dun, dun.
I invite you guys to help yourselves. Enjoy your meal, everyone.
Young lady, are you telling me that I paid $50 million into this place and now you expect me to have myself in a buffet?
I'm sorry, Mrs. McKelney. The complex does not have the capacity to offer a five-star dining experience. It's for your sake. We're counting on your collaboration. If you would excuse me. Somehow given patience, sweetie. We all loved your sister. All that you need to know is that your sister died of toxic Welcome to Canberra. My name is Minerva. Our current lockdown is due to the ongoing escalation of events as you all witness. It now appears, unfortunately, to be getting worse. The Atlantic Alliance has just bombed St. Petersburg in response to the invasion of Norway. We are all I know that we believe our temporary lockdown, but in any case, I wanted everyone here to know that you're perfectly safe. We have contingency plans for any changes in outside circumstances. The question is everyone here prepared to continue living your life? If the tragedy of all continues, your emotional balance will hang by a thread. Anguish and hopelessness will spread amongst you all, leading to widespread depression, which will not happen on my watch. Camara is not one of your companies. Here I'm in charge. You have hired me to take care of your security. Part of your security is also your mental health, which is why socializing is mandatory.
It's mad
We
that.
all eat together. Not
But I forgot all about you there, and I might have been upstairs yapping to me brother. But do you know what he's just told me and I wasn't aware of? Now, how can this be right? Do bus drivers get paid more than paramedics? Like, how could that be right?
Can you tell me a joke?
Hello, Mr. BDL. Yeah, I have you on the list down there as well, bro. Look, yeah, look.
Hundreds of jokes.
BDL, British Defence League. Now, like I said, I'm Irish, and the way I see it is, this is the closest Irish and English people have been to for centuries. You know, like a few weeks ago on the 18th of September, I think, I witnessed English flags and Irish flags coming together, you know, like uniting, you know, solidarity. It's like at the end of the day, we're fighting a common enemy. And for centuries, England and Ireland have hated each other. And there's no need to hate each other. You know, it's like I'm coming to Manchester and an English lady helped me, bro. It's like it changed everything for me. It changed the whole demographics of how I see the world and people, and how shallow and fucking, how much of a bigot and how prejudiced and racist I really was. Like, I have got views and a lot I've been reported, I've had threats of people saying my channel's getting down, taken down because I say certain things about Tommy Robinson and I say this and I say that. And if you cannot speak your fucking mind, it's like if you can't talk about what's going on in our countries or what's going on like in our communities. Like I live in Manchester, right? And you know, I have a daughter that lives in Rochdale, yeah? Right, up near Oldham, right? And you know the amount of grooming gangs that's up there. And people say Muslim grooming gangs. Listen, this has nothing to do with Islam. This is to do with some people who think it's acceptable to have a wife at 13. You know, it's like, it is what it is. It's like, just as well this country isn't under Sharia law. Because I tell you what, you see over there, on a Friday after prayer, you go to watch a stoning or a flogging. You know, if your wife is disobedient, you can march her like a donkey to the middle of the square and let men flog her, you know, for haram. Do you understand? It's like, you're disobedient, it's haram, or whatever it's called, you know. But like I said, Ireland and England, we've not been this close for years, and a lot of people are going to continue and hating Irish people. A lot of English people will continue to hate the Irish, and a lot of Irish hate the English. But the way I see it is, we all want the same things. We all want freedom. You know, we want our families to be safe. You know, our kids and our daughter's been able to walk the street without being worried about being followed and attacked and dragged into an alley by one of these scumbags. You know, and at the end of the day, when I watched that march, that happened on the 18th, I think, of September, right? Or whatever date, yeah. And when Tommy Robinson said, my man is from Ireland, and he come out and he had a tricolour, you know, he said, look to your left and look to your right, hug the person next to you or shake their hand, embrace them. You know, we've English, Irish, Scottish here, Welsh, you know, and we're all coming together. You know, I know a lot of people that travelled over from Dublin to go to that march. You know, to stand side by side with people next to you who have Union Jacks. Now, if that was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I'd be wrapping that flag around your neck or you'd be wrapping yours around mine. Do you understand? But standing side by side, Irish flags and English flags now, normally there'd be fucking trouble, because there's always been unrest between the English and the Irish, because politicians, the government, they stoke the fire. Do you understand? They want us to hate each other, they want division, you know, they want conflict, you know, and it's like I said, it's like we don't make decisions no more. They make decisions, the government. We're just puppets, and we're supposed to just accept procedure, and there's no fucking parliamentary procedure here. This is fuckery. You know, these cunts are bringing out these laws, they're putting things in place. So if you act, they have your hands tied. You know, and I don't blame people, you know, for coming together and saying, you know what, enough is enough. We want our daughters to be able to walk down the street. We want to be able to defend ourselves if fucking Larry the Looker. Do you understand? It's like fucking when you have foreign nationals peering in your window like a knicker watcher, like a peeping Tom, you know. And in Ireland, 90% of sexual assaults are being committed by Asian males. Asian males who are unvetted that come through the country. Now, what I don't understand is, here we go, I'm going to get in trouble for this. Right, so, before they land in England, they go through 11 borders, right? 11 countries. Okay, so you're coming from Afghanistan, yeah? You can pass through 11 countries and claim political asylum, okay? In one of them 10 countries. They didn't have to come to England to claim asylum. You know, and now England has become like a big vagina, and that's the truth, and it's getting fucked every day. And there's nothing the normal citizen can do. We can go out, we can march, we can protest, we can demonstrate, we can even debate. It's like, but look where debates got Charlie Kirk. Look where debates got him. You know, they're saying on the world he got shot there, right? In the fucking neck, say, yeah? Around here, yeah? But the coroner report said that he had a wound, a bullet hole entry at the back of his head, like he was shot in the back of the head, not in the front. So what must have happened is the bullet hit him here, fragmented, and a bit went here and come through the back of his fucking head, because that's the only way that shot would be possible. He was in my man's line of fire with a scope on top of that. Here, you understand? It's like, I'm gonna fucking see you, motherfucker, and nail you. It's like where freedom of speech gets you killed. You know, and that's what happened there. You know, he was a big Trump supporter. You know, like I said, it's weird. It's like, because we had 3 different stories. You know, like, I don't trust the American government. You know, I just don't. You know, they can make things disappear. They can make things go away. Do you understand? They can make false flag operations and go to war when the people said no. You know, we don't want this war. Not in my name. You know, but it's coming. You know, like, it's sad, like, you know, and some guy come in earlier on, Kieran, and he said that a 17-year-old lad was, he's in the army and stuff, like, you know, and I think it's brilliant, like, you know, you have to be brave and courageous, you know, being able to adapt, you know, in certain situations, high stressful situations, like, you know, years ago, Iraq, Afghanistan, a lot of fucking kids got killed, you know, youngsters, you know, boys going over to fight a man's war, you know, kids that when they get fired upon, they freeze up and hesitation gets you killed, you know, and because of your hesitation, you've just been shot, and I break cover to try grip you. Next of all, I'm shot. So there's 2 of us crawling along the ground. I look at me 6 there, and there's 4 lads there, and they can't get to me. Do you understand? Stay where you are, bro. Don't move. Play dead. You're being watched. If you move another hair, you're getting one through the neck. You know, like, and bullets, man. High caliber rounds, like automatic weapons, right? Now, according to the coroner's report, Charlie Veek had a hole in the back of his fucking head, like an entrance wound, right? And an exit, but they said in order to take this shot, there'd have to be 2 shooters, right? There'd be 2 shooters. You know, because he had a gunshot wound in the back of his head, consistent with shooting someone from the back of the head from 200 yards. You know, now, when the world, right, see, there's a lot of things they can do with technology, with AI, whatever. They can make things disappear, right? This fucking bastard when he got shot in the neck. This is the only possible explanation and conclusion I come up to, right? So he got hit here, right? You seen him slump forward and the blood come out here. So what I think happened was it hit him in his neck and travelled up one side of his face and come out here, the back of his fucking head, right? The trajectory of this fucking bullet and the pathway, like the way this bullet went, it'd having to go up, in, and over that way, and come out the back of his head, so it looked like he was shot from behind, you know. And like I said, see FBI ballistics and all that shit, you can make things go away. I'm fucking telling you now. You know, like, I don't understand, like, you know, this geezer, like, he had multiple death threats, and it's like, if I'm his security that morning, it's like, I'm gonna be looking all over the fucking place, do you understand? I'm gonna deploy a fucking drone, a small little one, and I'm gonna fucking scan every fucking rooftop, do you understand? Because of what happened to Donald Trump a few months ago. Okay? Now, his team let him down. Now, before he got shot, there's footage of these two guys. One has a hat on, and they're fucking signaling. Do you understand? I'm making certain movements and fucking walking this way, or fucking putting his hand up, or doing that, or fucking whatever it may be. You know, but they fucking killed him, mate. I'm telling you now. They killed him. Welcome to my world. Five Scots when he was 16 years old, from the troops who was teaching in the terrifying. No way, but like I said, bro, look, that Afghan National Army, bro, are fucking corrupt as fuck. You know, it's like a lot of user lads went over there to train them, you know, but they're not like an English soldier, you understand, but they do know the terrain, you know. Like, I have a mate, right, and like I said, a fella said to me, here, we own this mountain, we own the mountains, do you understand? And the geezer goes back, you might own the mountains, but we own the sky. Do you own the sky? But, bro, like I said, it's like, when he was doing that speech, you know, his security, like I said, they didn't even scan that area. That geezer was like, bro, in his line of fire. You know, it's like, and I do not know how he was not spotted. You know, like a security detail let him down. You know, while he was on that stage, bro, I'd have a fucking drone in the air and I'd be looking at all them fucking rooftops just to make sure my guy is fucking safe. You know, but he didn't do that job. You know, like, come on, guys. Like, you know, think about it. You know, a few people wanted him fucking dead. And I tell you what, that Tyler Perry, or whatever his fucking name is, you know, they're saying he had no military, no army training, no shooters, no weapons training. Do you understand? He said, like, he had an old rifle that his granddad used in the war, you know, and he used that rifle. You know, the kid jumped down off a 14 foot, he jumped down, you know. I think that with all the adrenaline going through his body, he jumped off that roof and could have broken his fucking legs, you know, but he got up and ran. can fucking tell you, bro. Well, like I said, when you a geezer like that, it's like he's had many threats. He's like an American Tommy Robinson, except for much powerful, much more powerful. He had more people that used to go to his rallies. He used to go around to school campuses. Do you understand? And a lot of students could identify, like, because he's talking about freedom and liberty and freedom of speech, and you have to be politically correct, but you don't. You know, it's like, you just have to know yourself. And when I come here at first, I reckon that I was very racist, you know. But because somebody helped me, it changed my whole thing, you know. Yeah. Well, bro, the way he jumped off that fucking roof, yeah, 14 feet, yeah. Now, he should have busted his ankle, yeah, or twisting his knee or something, right? But he jumped down, and I think it was the adrenaline, because you send a fucking shot, like, you send a fucking shot. He was a big Trump supporter, you know, and like I said, it's like, yeah, I don't agree with everything he said, but I also don't believe you should be killed for your opinion. You know, opinions are like arseholes, and everyone's got one. But nobody deserves to die that way, you know, because of your views, you know. Uh, like, he wasn't a bad man, like, you know, yeah, it's like a lot of people said, like, he had some views, let's say, you know, that were a bit right. And he lost his life for it, you know. So it's like a lot of people all around the world have been feeding okay information, like Elon Musk, for instance. He's brought a lot of things to people's attention. And when you have a high profile geezer like Elon Musk, like, I couldn't believe it when Tommy Robinson brought him on the big screen. And when you have Elon Musk fighting your corner and in, like, your cause, it's like he's one of the most fucking powerful, influential men on the planet. One of the greatest minds on this planet. You know, it's like, and if you can't express yourself, or you can't have an opinion, like, you can't have a debate now, you know. But people start saying you're racist and all. You know, I'm fucking realist. Do you understand? I'm not racist. I'm fucking realist. You know, and I'm not afraid to fucking say it, you know. Whereas some people, you know, you're not gonna stop me from fucking saying what I think. Right, come on. But like I said, like, if it gets to the point which is already, like, you know, where people are just fed up. You know, I watched a thing the other day, yeah, and it was about this kid, and he was getting bullied in school, right? So wait till you hear this. So he goes onto the internet, right, and he learns himself how to make devices, right? So, my bad, this was in Russia. So this 18-year-old pulls up to school, right, in Russia, and he had a black bag with him, right, a hold all. In it, he had a pump action shotgun, right, and he'd about 6 or 7 pipe bombs. was supposed to go off at bang on 12 o'clock, right? He was at school for 10 that morning. He went around the back entrance, so he beat the metal detector, and he didn't have to go through the metal detector because they're picking up on it straight away. He had like 6 pipe bombs, a couple of nail bombs, a lot of nasty devices. So what he did was he got this fucking tube, yeah, that he used as a housing unit, and he put a power supply, a timer, a trip switch, and a detonator, yeah, and they were all on a time to go off at a certain time, and he killed fucking 10 or 20 students, you know, and injured fucking hundreds. Like he left a bag with 2 pipe bombs in a class, yeah. And when I went off, man, you want to see the devastation, man. I swear to God, this kid learned how to put these devices together and then put it into play. And he fucking killed like 10, like a lot of kids that day went to school to learn, to have a better life, probably to get the fuck out of Russia, you know. And this cunt, 18-year-old, you know, bit of an ideologist, bit of a fascist as well, right wing, whatever, whoever, who fucking cares. But this fucker went into a school and planted bombs, you know. They were due to go off at 12 o'clock, and he kept checking his watch, right? And he left at about 11:57, right? And you could see him walking down the corridor looking at his watch, yeah. Next of all, a couple of minutes later, you just see boom on the CCTV cameras, yeah. Just smoke everywhere. One of these pipe bombs detonated, 2 other pipe bombs, so 3 of them went off at once. You know, if you're in that radius, if you're in that blast red zone, you are fucked, mate. You know, because it's like the aftershock kind of, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, he made these explosives devices and wrapped a load of nails in each one, so that when they detonated, there was shrapnel going everywhere, nuts and bolts. Yeah, some of these going quick. Like when these devices explode and you're within a fucking few hundred yards of it, you're dead. Do you understand? And if you're not dead, it'll blow your legs off or your arms or blow your body in half. You know. But he fucking did his work that day. You know. The devil's work. Do you understand? He said, I want to be known as one of the biggest serial killers in Russia. He said to his mate, and his mate's like, whatever, you know. You get your mates that chat and shit, right? Right, guys, listen, I'm gonna go. I stayed way longer than I was supposed to. On bollocks, I've not had much sleep. But I'll be back on later on. I think Finn is live now, guys, so I'll go over and say hello to Finn. He's trying to get to his first 1,000 subs, right? So if you aren't doing that, I'm gonna end this live now, guys. So I know Finn is live at the moment, but if you're Jordan, hang on, wait, I need to put your name down as well, Jordan, because we have a few Jordans. Right, George, Jordan, and then we have George. And I already have BDL down here. Like I said, look, everybody that comes in on my channel that's being respectful and that isn't a fucking prick, and you can have a debate with some people, like, you know what I mean, without arseholes coming in, you know, trying to be a fucking dick. You know, like, I'm on here to try to help people. What are you fucking doing? You know, and the more people that have YouTube channels, I think the better. You know, And the only way to network and help other people is by sharing their stuff, sharing their lives, or tagging them in videos. You know, it's not hard for me. All I need to do is to get all these names. So I'm gonna ask Finn to do it for me. Just put them all together and send me them. And every time I make a video, I'll copy and paste it. And guys, go over and sub to all these channels. Cause listen to me, yeah. If I share 100 channels, yeah, and you add all of them, 1/3 of them are gonna sub to you. So say over every 100 people you sub to, and 33 out of every 100 sub to your channel, I'll take that. You know. So like I said, Finn is on 716. He needs 284 subs to get to his first 1,000. You know, and it's the same with Pablo. You know, there's loads of good lads on here. There's Pablo, Finn, Luke, Spencer, Chopper, Lee Marvin Hitchman, Straight Jacket, Air Scott, Jerry the Jinx, Jay Lucifer, Sean Wayne, Aztec Media, Got Manners, Andrew Williams, Tim Leeds, Mouse, Richard Dowling, Jono, Ron, Emma, J, Rob Lee, Ralph, BCT, Benji, HP On, Pat Walsh, Flavor Flavors, Monk Godfather, BDL, Under Blood Red Sky, and then we have Cares Clips UTK, and then we have Top G, and then we have George and Jordan, and then we have Amory, Lena, Louise, Christine, and Saoirse. You know, so all those people there now here, that's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 21, 22, 23, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So there's 41 people's channels there, right? So 41, so that means on 59, I need to put another 59 people in here, because over the years, easy 100 people have come in here over the time, and they've always been respectful. So what I'm going to do, even though I don't need to do it, I'm gonna tag everybody in all my videos and try get a few people, a few subs before Christmas. But like I said, next week from Monday, I know definitely I'm gonna start writing. But for now I have to go, and I'll see you all later on, right? I'm gonna try fucking have an hour if I can, cause I've been up fucking most of the night. Right guys, God bless you, I'm out. See you later.